I babysitted a part-time job for some sites. I was usually hired by some parents on weekend nights, which were going for any special events tonight. At that, the babysitter jobs were the best job because the kids' routine were simple enough. Playing some games, watch TVs, have their dinner and then went to sleep. I received a call from the parents want me to babysit their child tonight. It was a Saturday. This particular family lived a few streets from mine quiet neighborhood, the kind where everyone knew everyone. The parents had hired me a couple of times before. Her son was 5, easy enough, loved playing games, always wanted the same 3 books read to him before bed. I went there 10 minutes before, had a small conversation with his mom and then they left. Then we played games, I gave him the dinner and he went to bed. After I make sure he is asleep, I thought to check the first floor to make sure that everything is fine and then I sat on the couch downstairs. The most challenging job in this babysitting was to stay awake. I was very sleepy so I thought I should use my phone so I will not sleep. So I opened the YouTube in my phone and started watching videos. This was making me more sleepy. So I thought I should drink some water. I went into the kitchen and poured some water. Then I noticed from the kitchen window, Aman, maybe in his 30s. He was in his garden. Don't even watering the plants. I remember what the parents said to me before leaving. They said he was harmless, kept to himself, always waved if you passed him on the street. But I just left. I forgot about the man and then started using my phone. After a while I heard a knock. It was 11 p.m. It was in the time of arriving the parents. I checked from the peephole. It was the same neighbor. I don't know why he came here at this time, but I opened the door because the parents mentioned him as harmless. He said hi. Do you have the charger of this phone? I didn't have that company, so he simply said okay. And he left. I was a little creeped out because I don't know what does he want. After 5 minutes maybe, he came again. A new excuse this time. I just sent him and called to his mom and tell everything happens to me. She just said, you are overthinking. His intentions isn't bad at all. I didn't know why no one was taking it seriously, but I understood that he was just checking the house because I was the only lady there with a 5-year-old kid. I was stalking me. I locked all the doors and windows and went upstairs to check. He was still asleep. I was fully awakened now. I was creeped out. After some time, the boy calling me while crying quickly went there. He said someone is outside my bedroom. I told him no one is there and tells him to sleep. I checked the house but there was nothing. I checked the back door and find it unlocked. I was sure that I locked it. I realized the boy was telling truth. I immediately wake him up, take him and went into my car. I locked the car and called the parents and police and tells them everything that happens with me. I wait for 10 minutes outside till the police came. They checked the house but found nothing. Not even a single thing stole. I tell the cops about that neighbor, but they tell they can't do anything before they find a proof against him. I just left from the house when his parents came and never went to babysit there again. I knew that it was the same neighbor who speaks in. His mom tried to contact with again, but I denied it and eventually they never contact with me again. This was happened when I was 17. I left to babysit at that time. People of my age usually works as a delivery man or in any cafe. According to me, this is the best job for that age because there wasn't any fixed schedule for the week. It was a Friday night and I had got a job of babysitting for a couple who had recently moved into the biggest house in the town. A 6-bedroom white house with a long driveway that always looked a bit too much for our small town. I got there at 6 in the evening. The parents talked to me in the hallway for a while, telling me where they were going and what time they had been back. After they left, I went into the living room. This wasn't my first time sitting from them. I'd look after their kids, Caleb and Ella. They would ask me to come back twice already and they were always excited to see me. Caleb and Ella came running the second they saw me, both talking over each other about their day at school and the games they wanted to play. I bent down to hug them both. They both played some games with me. Eventually I gave them the dinner and then arrived at the door. There was a kid, Smith. He mentioned him as a friend of Caleb. He entered the house. I can see the confusion on the Caleb's face, but he agreed that Smith is his friend. Strange. I thought maybe he was really his friend, and the things that tell me that everything is safe was that he was also a child. It was already a bit late, but I thought that he would go a while after playing. I went into the kitchen to pour some water for when I heard the screaming sound of Ella. I quickly went into the kids' room. found that Ella was crying. When I asked, she tells that Smith tried to scare her from the top of the closet. I didn't believe it at all because Smith can't reach at the top of the closet. I asked to Caleb about this and he agreed with this. I was really creeped out. That how a small kid can climb on the closet which was so tall. I take both of them and then started searching for Smith. Me and Ella were searching together while Caleb was searching in opposite direction. When we went into the kitchen, I found one of the kitchen oven there, which was sitting in the rack. My heart dropped. I turned back to find Caleb and a shadow on the top of the stairs. When I went, I saw the Smith was pointing the same knife on the Caleb's throat. When I went to push back the Smith, he ran and went into another room and slammed the door shut. I immediately called their parents. They arrived after 10 minutes. I tell them everything that what had happened to both the children. The parents opened the door but found nothing, but only that same knife of the kitchen. From that I never went to babysit there and didn't even know exactly who was Smith. I used to babysit as a part-time job for some apps. I usually got hired in any app I want. I received a call in the morning. It was the mom of the children wanted to hire me for the afternoon while she had to visit her relative. So I thought today I'm free for the afternoon and children were also old enough. I thought I don't have to look after them with full attention. They both were around 10. By the way, my name is Emma and I was 20 at the time. I reached there some time before. The mom introduced herself and her children, then gave me a small home tour. It was an apartment and she told she have a friendly relations with the neighbors, especially who lived on the same floor. I said okay and then she left. I went outside just to see if she left, which was the moment I saw him, a middle-aged man, waving at me and tells me that he is a neighbor and lived on the same floor. He gave me a compliment and then I left. I was feeling something off about him because he was standing too close with me and trying to ask me some questions which was creeping me out, like my age, where I live. I again watched to the door by slightly opening it and luckily he was gone. I locked all the doors except one and went to have a lunch with children. While I was doing the lunch, I heard the front door opening. My heart started racing. The kids was on the dining table and there was the same man or neighbor. Tears came in my eyes, but he pretends like he will not harm me. I was trying not to cry. I said to him politely, "Please leave." He said, "I am here just to know about you, nothing more." He tried to come closer, but I somehow managed him to leave. I locked the door immediately. The most terrifying part was that he already knew even I didn't tell him at all. After locking that door, I called to their mom and tells everything that happened with me. She arrived after some time. She called the police. I tell them he was the neighbor. No one was opening the door when the police knocked. So they broke it and went inside. And what they found creeped me out even more. The actual was murdered, lying on the floor. His body was looking like he was there for more than 10 hours. Even his mom didn't know even about this. From that, whenever I went to babysit anywhere, I make sure to lock every door and windows. And that man which was telling himself neighbor, I thought he was the killer of the actual. And he was entered in the house to kill me also. I am lucky that I am still alive.